Oftentimes, Bitcoin gets compared to gold. People even say that it's digital gold. I'm here to tell you that those people don't know what they're talking about. They're either so simple-minded that they don't have the ability to function on a higher mental level, or they are just dumbing things down so far that they think that they're doing the person they're speaking to some favors, when in reality, they're only harming their audience by not extolling the true benefits of Bitcoin. Yes, it has some of those similar properties, but it is so much more than just digital gold. Let's start with a chart. People like charts. You like seeing numbers go up when it's the thing that you like, and you like seeing numbers go down when it's the thing that you dislike. Ha ha ha, look at that guy. He's got all his money in the thing that went down, and ho ho ho, I've got all my money in the thing that went up. Hooray! So let's start there. Why not? Okay, let's be real clear on what we're looking at here. The dotted line down here, right there, is $1 invested in gold over the last 13-ish years. Here it is. Look at all that action. It went up a little bit, I think, and then it did a little up here. Oh, and then it went back down. It didn't do much of anything. For 13 years, it did basically nothing. Here's what Bitcoin did. $1 in Bitcoin did over the last 13 years. It went up, it went up, yeah, it went down, it went up, it went up, yeah, it went down a little bit. It went up, it went up, yeah, it went down, it went up, it went, and you see the difference here? Here's the value of gold, the purple dotted line, dropping against Bitcoin. This chart in irrefutable detail explains to exactly what your money did in gold and what it does in Bitcoin. That is just the monetary aspect of this. That is, we're just scratching the surface of the gold coin here. That is only if you put your US dollar into gold or Bitcoin. That is that. If all you cared about was the monetary aspect of it, and if all you cared about was gaining your wealth, then that chart should end the argument de facto right there. No questions. Peter Schiff, please sit down. No, you're done. You're done. The only thing interesting that gold has done in the last 13 odd years is, if somebody had a gold paperweight, is keep top secret documents secure on a table. It hasn't done anything. And yet with what I just showed you, you still have people out in the world that think Bitcoin trading like gold is a good thing. This from Market Insiders. Bitcoin is finally trading like digital gold, but only because nobody cares about crypto anymore. If nobody, what that article says right there, cares about Bitcoin, if nobody cares about Bitcoin, then why is there $25 million flowing into Bitcoin every single day? If you're wondering how I get that number, it's because the price of Bitcoin has stayed around $28,000, $29,000, $30,000, it bounces right around there. And it's been there for a little while now. And every single day, 900 Bitcoin are mined. If 900 Bitcoin are mined and the same amount of money is staying into it, that's 25 million, give or take, every single day. That doesn't sound like nobody to me. And while other riskier assets like stocks have rebounded this year, Bitcoin still trades at under 30,000, more than 50% below the peak of almost 69,000 in November 2021. Bitcoin's newfound sturdiness is a cruel twist on bulls' long-held belief that it could one day become a form of digital gold, crypto's version of a safe haven that investors turn to in times of trouble. To an extent, their vision for a low-volatility asset has now come to life, but only because nobody really cares about crypto anymore. I don't know what the author was trying to say here. It seems like he was going in two directions at once. Yes, it's good, it's trading like gold, but now the gold is bad. With that somewhat back and forth, zigzaggy piece out of the way, I've got some bad news. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to tell you is something that you absolutely, unquestionably cannot do with Bitcoin. As I go through some of these posts, I'm not going to read one of the words. You will do that yourself if you would like to. I will read portions of what I show on the screen, but I will not read a key word. This is something that you cannot, I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, you cannot do this with Bitcoin. You can only do this with a tangible object, such as gold. Acting on information from Customs Preventative, Jodhpur on 28/4/21, Customs P. Amistar intercepted 1 packs arrived via flight number 6E48 from Dubai trying to smuggle gold in paste form concealed in. Customs officials at the Mangaluru International Airport on Saturday recovered 0.587 kg of gold of 24K purity worth Rs 30 lakhs from a resident of Kasaragod, Kerala, who arrived from Dubai. He had concealed the gold in paste form in his Sudanese woman, who tried to smuggle gold into Bengaluru from Sharjah by concealing it in her man held at Jaipur airport for trying to smuggle gold by hiding it in his... And this last one, once again, this is not something that you can do with Bitcoin, but of all these, this is the only one where he didn't try to hide it in that aforementioned place, which I didn't actually mention. Russia. Armenian national attempted to smuggle a chain made of pure gold, weighing 1.74 kg, 3.84 pounds, worth over $100,000 from Russia to Turkey. He wore it on his neck. That's a typical place to wear a chain. But his nervousness caused a search at the airport. He faces up to 7 years in prison. If only all of these people knew about Bitcoin. Let me outline some of the ways that you could hide your Bitcoin and carry it safely across a border, take it anywhere that you absolutely wanted to. Let's say you had a few pieces of stainless steel with numbers stamped onto them, and those numbers corresponded with your seed words in maybe a slightly cryptic way that only you knew how to figure out. Maybe you need a way to safely secure your Bitcoin. Maybe you don't want to hide it in the places that I just outlined that other people have tried hiding their gold. The Bitcoin Way is your IT team that will help you do exactly that. They're going to help you do anything that you need to in the Bitcoin space. They can help you with inheritance planning. They can help you with Bitcoin payment solutions. Whatever it is regarding Bitcoin that you're interested in or need some help with, the Bitcoin Way will help you with that. Here's another way you could do it. You could have a book where you had highlighted words or numbers that all corresponded to some cipher that only you or those that you shared it with had the information to unlock so that you could get your seed words wherever you went. You certainly wouldn't have to jam that book up anywhere where the sun doesn't shine. You just have your book, some highlighted words, and nobody's the wiser. To close things out, I'm going to play a clip from the Blue Collar Bitcoin podcast where Dan and Josh, two firefighters, are talking to Joe Carlasare. And Joe is not a fan of the digital gold phrase.
To me, Josh, that's offensive. Like I think like you. Okay, when I hear digital gold, that's what Bitcoin. I'm like, I want to sell my Bitcoin because there's people that do not understand what Bitcoin is. I mean, I don't understand how a generation that grew up seeing the promise and innovation of the internet. This is the internet for things of value. This is how we're going to communicate value among people. You don't think that that's more persuasive to the regular people, that this is how we will communicate and share our experience and share our time, show what is valuable in society? And by the way, I firmly believe it's not going to be solely about money. I think Bitcoin's network, Bitcoin's global network, will serve other purposes that we haven't yet scratched the surface of. So to me, it's a minimalistic, overly simplistic. Agree.
But I'm just saying, I think that to a lot of the uninitiated who don't understand network effects, who don't understand a whole lot of the terms you might be using there, that just there's a lot of people that still don't get that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that as an introduction,
you got to find a hook somewhere. You got to find a hook somewhere. And then
what was the hook for the internet?
Yeah.
What was the hook for the internet?
I mean, nobody figured that out for 20 years. It was like 5 years ago when people really figured that out, at least the general public.
It's going to take 20 years for Bitcoin.
I think I understand where Josh is coming from. What I think he's saying is that if he's sitting down across from old Jim, and old Jim's like, I don't understand this Bitcoin thing. It sure is wacky numbers on a screen. What do I care about that? Well, Jim, it's just like... Think of an idea. It's just like digital gold. You know what gold is, right? It's a shiny rock that holds papers down on your desk and you can throw it at people. You can also hide it up your Well, it's just like that, except digital. So I can't hold papers on my table with it? No. And I can't throw it at somebody? Nope. And I can't put it up my Nope. So how is it a digital version of all that? Do I do it with a video game character? It's not like digital gold. You might say, well, he wouldn't be saying it that way, Del. What he would be doing is he'd be comparing it to all the hard money values and why gold is such a good investment. Really? A good investment? A good investment? Look at this, the exciting opportunities that gold has presented everybody that dared put a single dollar into it. It was... yeah. There's a reason we in the Bitcoin community say everything divided by 21 million. Because keep in mind, gold is part of everything. We do not say, and nor have I ever heard anybody say, everything divided by as much gold as is on this planet and in the sea and on other asteroids and on planets that we might discover. No. It's everything divided by 21 million. Because no matter what is discovered in the universe, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, and everything will be divided by that finite value. Everything, gold included. And to close things out, you've got my video over here on the right talking about how Bitcoin could reach an absurdly high price overnight. Peter Dunworth explains it in great detail. And over here on the left, you can see Rustin break down why Ripple is doomed to failure.